now everybody across sectors has been talking all good about India. India is becoming a good growth story. In your view, what is the single differentiator that has contributed in a big way to India's growth story in the last 24 months?
See, we have to take it, what happened in 24 months, there is a, what happened before that also. So all of that, coming in conjugation in line is the most important thing. And the resources which we had, now we are utilizing those resources in a term which was not utilized earlier. So you talk about people, you talk about capital, and also the renewed, place for growth in the world is India. So I would say that everybody in this room and everybody in India today living in those times where we should be thankful to the genes, because the next 10 years, forget the GDP growth. The per capita GDP growth is where you'll find everybody coming up the curve. So this is what the whole thing is at.
Another interesting point that you mentioned on your panel, that India has a lot of dry powder when it comes to capital. What do you think? Why do we see a gap that that capital is not being channelized in a way that it should be towards startups or SMEs?
See, the most important part is that everybody has to be a storyteller. You have to talk about, it should be other person, the recipient's FOMO rather than you pushing. Can the push become the pull? That is where each promoter or each founder have to sow that seed into the minds of the recipients or the money bag, so that they will have no option but to put money in. So that is where, look at SpaceX. It was like, it could be binary 0-1, either I make big or I lose big. But then the conviction, the resilience, and also the capital coming in. So when you have all of this in play, I don't see any reason why you should not make more.
What do you have to say on the ratio of domestic capital versus foreign investment? How do we look at that? Most of our startups that get the capital is being channeled from other part of the world. But what would you suggest to mobilize domestic capital better?
See, I'll give you an example. We run a fund. So one of the prospects who was above 75 told me, Brijesh, I can allocate a certain sum for startups. I don't mind if I lose. I know you'll put money in a nice place where I can make money, and if I'm not there, it can create wealth for my kids. So there is enough and money powder. You had those Shark Tanks, others which have come in, which have again made it not glamorized but real time. So again, coming back to them, be a good storyteller, have a good product or a service in play, and I don't see why any of us should not get capital.
We are all set to step in 2026. Do you have some sectors to focus on? What are your priorities from a fund perspective? And do you have some sector that you would like to double down on?
So money is made in a boring manner, right? Why I'm saying boring is simply because look at what you are good at. Drive that, have that focus. The sectors can be cyclical, can change, but you play to your competency. That's what you want to do, and you will make tons and tons. That's what our take is like. That we are not sector specific, but look at opportunities, adapt to that and move forward. I'll give you an example. Just before the Blinkits and the I'll say the Zeptos of the world came in, there was Milk Basket, which came in much earlier. We were one of the early investors there. Before drone has become today the new normal, and we put money much before that. So if you can look at the mega trends and have a horizon of 6-7 years, you should not lose money.
This is the time when we as journalists keep on writing on year-end stories, year-ahead trends. If I kind of push you to give us a major trend that we should look out for in 2026, what would be?
See, forecasting I don't want to do, because I may say all the wrong things. But I would say be focused, play to your competencies, accept and adapt to what is happening in the ecosystem, and that's it.
But when we were doing the same exercise last year, we were recapping 2024. It was about cautious optimism. And this year, when we're seeing that a lot of activity is being settling down, we are as a team going forward with strategic reset. Would you agree with this?
See, there's a lot of English out there. But having said that, again, I'll say, play to your strength. Ask if you need anything. There is enough and more. And this is a very interesting times for you and for any promoter to grow and create wealth not only for the investors but also for the group.